Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Coronation Street exit sealed for Amy Barlow as teen arrested in revenge twist. EXCLUSIV. Coronation Street's Amy Barlow has had a tough year after being raped by Aaron Sanford and struggling to have anyone believe her, but she is set to take some significant action months on. Coronation Street's Amy Barlow, played by Elle Mulvaney, is said to put herself in legal trouble as she realizes she hasn't been able to move on after being raped by Aaron Sanford, James Craven. In upcoming scenes, Amy makes placards for the anti-spiking march, but Steve McDonald, Simon Gregson, confides in Summer Spellman, Harriet Bibby, how he's worried about Amy and wishes she'd put the same focus into her degree. As Amy Summer, Evelyn Plummer, Maureen Lipman, and Cassie Plummer, Claire Sweeney, set off, Mason Radcliffe, Luca Toon, and his cronies make disparaging remarks. Amy loses it and goes to hit Mason with her placard, but a police officer orders her to put it down. To Summer's horror, Amy argues with the officer before picking up a can of paint and spraying it all over the officer's car, leaving her to be cuffed and arrested for criminal damage. Amy lies to Steve and Tracy McDonald, Kate Ford, making out the march went well and she's off to hand in her essay. Amy assures Asha Allahan, Tanisha Gori, that she's learned her lesson, she'll look for other ways to make herself heard, and is off home to do some coursework. But after coming across Dylan Wilson, Liam McChain, and urging him to stand up to Mason and not be a victim, a steely Amy ditches her plans for an early night. Later in the week, Amy watches as a guy spikes a woman's drink in a nightclub and leaves her to charge over and knock the drink out of her hand and lead her to the ladies' room. Amy explains to the woman that she was raped by a man like Dan, and she's trying to protect other women from the same fate. The woman thanks her and leaves, but rather than leaving herself, Amy approaches Dan and flirtily introduces herself. Is Amy about to get herself in more trouble by trying to get her own revenge on men? Could she be sent to prison for her criminal damage? Coronation Street boss Ian McLeod recently spoke to Express.co.uk and other press about what is to come for Amy. He explained, "We wanted to keep the sense of Amy bubbling along, and that she, despite outward appearances, is profoundly affected as she would be for the rest of her life, really. So there is another chapter of this. We wanted this to be the final catharsis that doesn't allow Amy to move on exactly, because I don't know that you ever can, but to enter a different chapter of her reaction to what went on. She will find herself driven to some fairly extreme lengths in what she sees as an attempt to right some wrongs, and she feels that she is acting in an entirely justified way. But it will fall to one of her friends to pull her back from the brink before she criminalizes herself for what she believes to be the best outcome."